God damn, I love this song. So many Dungeon Fighter songs are so fucking good. This one just has a very cool, good, feel-good feeling, you know? Oh, shit! Alrighty then. Let's get going, shall we? Oh, hold on. Let me turn on my ceiling fan. It's already warm in here. Barely started, too. Ah, there we go. Fucking love it, but we gotta go. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV stream. Streamer streaming. Picking up where we left off, which was the beginning of the Saint Endelim's Scholasticate, I think it was. We'll see in a second, I guess. See, yeah, I'm in the right data center, so let's get going, shall we? Sort of the... I guess you could call this sort of the beginning of the end of Heavensward's post-game. Before it becomes... Well, I guess the second half of the post-game is what I like to call, like, the prologue of the next expansion, really. So that would be... Well, we did 3.1 MSQ, right? 3.2 and 0.3 would be the last of it. And then 0.4 and 0.5 would be what I consider the prologue of the next expansion. So, just so that my terms are not confusing to people, even though they probably still are when I talk like that. But yeah, something that ties into 0.1, 2, and 3's MSQ. Everything happening in Ishgard, the massive civil unrest from, you know, their beliefs and faith being turned on their head, and all the societal destabilization happening from that, is the Saint Endelim Scholasticate's storyline. It's a side quest storyline that ties in heavily with what's happening after King Thordan and everything else was, you know, everything that everyone believed in Ishgard was turned on its head and exposed to be false, and society's trying to recover from that, but it's just falling apart, and Emmerich is trying to stop that from happening. You're helping him, but that's in MSQ. This is kind of like a side story of, you know, it kind of covers what the students of this particular church school are going through, and the problems they're facing with everything that just happened, because so many of the common folk in Ishgard now have, like, a lot of, how do I put it? They have a lot of, like, malice. There it is, St. Endelim Scholastica. They have a lot of malice towards the church now, so they're also taking it out on students who are part of the church's school, which everyone who wants to become, like, a clergy member of the church has to go through this school. And so the students are being harassed by certain common folk who are now pissed off at the church for all the lies. 1,000 years of lies and false promises, and all of that just being exposed all at once, partially by you, the Warrior of Light, and your Scion accomplices, just exposing all of that, and then killing King Thordan right after he's exposed. It's a lot. You can't expect a society to recover from that very quickly, and it's only natural that it's becoming unstable, and it's hard to get a handle on it, basically. We saw what happened before the Trials storyline with the Warring Triad, when that one church guy almost killed that girl, by throwing her off the roof of the goddamn vault. So it's like, it's a very, very uncertain times. Very uncertain times, obviously not too different from real life, but for slightly different reasons in this case. But what, you know, societal destabilization, that's one thing that is a common factor there. So yeah, this is, like I said, a little side story considering the students of this academic institution and how they're handling and coping with what's happening with Ishgardian society as it becomes more unstable. So once we finish this, we'll go back into MSQ. Do 3.2 and 3.3. That's the plan so far. And then I believe that'll be it. That'll be the actual true ending of Heavensward. And then the plan from that point, because I know it's been quite a few streams now since I last talked about what my plans are. There was a few streams before we started Heavensward where I wasn't saying or I said it too many times. I kept recapping what I was planning to do. But now it's been a while, so I should say it again. Nothing's really changed at all. My plans are still pretty much what they were, which is once we finish 3.3, the true ending of Heavensward, which will be after this side quest we're doing. Probably another few streams before that happens. Today, tomorrow, maybe a little bit of the next day. If everything goes to plan, that is. But I'll end up in the fucking hospital again, right? But once we're done with that, it's on to... Let's see. Yeah, it's after that, it's on to Final Fantasy 15. And then... Well, actually, there's a brand new job I'm gonna unlock in this game first, and do all the job quests for that first, then go to FF15. And after FF15 is complete, we come back to do the other half, the prequel or the prologue, whatever you want to call it, for Stormblood, basically. And that will include some side quests that are still technically considered, you know, Heavensward's post-game, but they can't be done until after 3.3. That's the thing. It's sort of will show the aftermath of Heavensward's true ending, is what I'm calling it to avoid spoilers. Just, you know, using general terms to avoid spoilers. The aftermath of that, and then we'll go into the actual MSQ that is a prologue for Stormblood. So yeah, still a very long road ahead of us before we get anywhere near Stormblood. For those wondering about a timeline, probably a week or two. I'd say a week if I can stream as consistently as yesterday, but don't count on it. Because since I'm starting to get back into my normal routine of things in my daily life, that includes exercising, you know, working out again, and that takes up a good chunk of my day. And, you know, I have other things I have to get back to. The hospitalization kind of gave me a little bit of free time afterwards because I wanted time to rest and relax and recover and all that, but yeah, that's the timeline. So about another week or two before we even get to Stormblood. Maybe longer if I'm underestimating, if my memories for FF15 are hazy and incorrect. But since I'm doing New Game Plus and I'm already max level in that game, I really don't think it's going to take that long to get through FF15. So, anyway, let's get on to this. It's almost been 10 minutes already, I'm still rambling. The benefits of consultation. I must take my leave and return to the cathedral. Matthew, it has been a pleasure. Master Starcrest, I sincerely hope you shall consider my offer to meet with the headmistress. Alone's blessings be upon you both. Thank you very much. And I said this last night, but it bears repeating. This side quest storyline we're doing is all dialogue. We don't have to pull out our weapon once, except to do this. That's it. So anyone wondering, this is nothing but me reading shit out loud. Period. It's probably going to be a good 2 to 3 hours. But we just started this last night and barely did like a half an hour to an hour's worth of progress. So yeah, it's kind of like Hildebrand, except Hildebrand had, you know, it has some content in it. That's why it's a blue quest marker, because there are some duties locked behind it. This one has nothing. They're all yellow quest markers. This unlocks no duties at all. No dungeons, no trials, nothing. And there's not a single quest battle either. It's all diplomacy. Which is why I have my weapon put away completely. So, just giving you guys a fair warning. Some of y'all who like to, you know, watch this game for that kind of stuff, you've been warned. You might want to skip ahead a few videos. Or at least a few hours, depending on how I structure these videos, but I'm going to try to keep my usual pace, 2-hour videos, when I can. If not shorter, instead of longer now. Master Starcrest, yes? Sister Gatel was hopeful you would come and visit. She awaits you inside. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Gatel or Gatel? I have no idea. Master Starcrest, welcome to the Scholasticate. I appreciate you coming all this way, but I'm afraid the headmistress is not here at the moment. She has taken leave to rest. Forgive me, but I must ask you to meet with her another day. It truly is a pity, as I too was looking forward to her audience with you. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Father Bruvagnon, I think. I have heard much about you from Sister Gatel. Maybe it's Gatel. That actually sounds better. In the headmistress's absence, I have been charged with tending to myriad administrative matters. While that would ordinarily constitute as simply waxing the, seal to a pile of parchments, I have been forced, again, to take a more hands-on approach. The deputy headmaster and I were just discussing a rather troubling event which occurred soon after our students' encounter in the room, and we fear it may be connected. Master Starcrest, you are familiar with the statue of Saint Valorant? The one in the center of the forum? House Zamail's stonemasons have been working on chiseling a new head, and one of our students has been tasked with overseeing their work. Unfortunately, this student has since reported that the piece has vanished from the artisan's workshop. Given that it has little monetary value, Father Buvagnon and I cannot help but wonder if... There's the theme music! Oh, shit! If the culprit bears a grudge towards this student. Briarden, Consulting Inspector, at your service. There he is again. The reaction. Leon? What brings you here of all places? Ah, don't tell me. You were the hero that the students have been murmuring about. I cannot say I am surprised. Yeah, he does know you're the Warrior of Light, so... He found that out even during the Hildebrand adventures in A Realm Reborn. Because he knows his shit, he does his homework. He knows who you are. You are acquainted with my nephew, Master Starcrest? Wait, you're his uncle? I see the similarities. The blue hair, the glasses. I forgot shit about this storyline, so I'm genuinely surprised right now. Yes, mine uncle. You could say our paths have crossed. More than once. Very true. An idea occurs to me. Leon is an adventurer of exceptional skill in combat and deduction both. Pray, allow me to appoint him as my assistant. No. Associate in my work here at the Scholasticate. You just volunteered me. I didn't even say shit yet. A prolonged association is like to raise more than a few eyebrows, if not invite criticism. While I understand your concern, I am willing to trust Briarden's judgment. Master Starcrest has shown nothing but compassion towards our students. That's true, I am here, of my own volition. At least permit me his company in ascertaining the piece's whereabouts. You may judge the value of our association afterwards. Of our association. Very well, but no one is to speak of this to the headmistress. I will allow Master Starcrest to accompany you, but only for the duration of the investigation. And for the love of the Fury, be discreet. Will do. I mean, look at my sunglasses and my clothes. I'm wearing all black. How much more discreet can you be, right? Ninja style. Excellent. Come, Leon. Our first course of action will be to question the student responsible for overseeing the statue's restoration. Of course. Trying to imitate him with my own glasses. It's like, oh, I see the similarities. Yep. That's definitely his uncle. Your friendship with Briarden may be a blessing in disguise. I hope you will find the missing piece soon. I pray the Fury will give you the speed to solve this conundrum before the headmistress returns. Well, we'll see. What you got? Suit and white pumice dust. We have our boy. Ever the perceptive one, this guy. He has a reputation for a reason. Master Starcrest! A pleasant surprise to see you once more. Praise be to Halone. Praise be to Yevon. I mean Halone, yeah. Why'd I say Yevon? I don't know what that is. What? So you were asking after the statue piece. I made sure to lock the workshop door, so I don't understand how it could have been taken. But worry not. I take full responsibility and will personally see it returned. That won't be necessary. Inspector Briarden at your service. I am told you were recently harassed by several ruffians in the room, and I suspect they may be responsible for this theft. What can you tell me about these men? Nothing, Inspector. I had never seen them before in my life. And besides, why would they want to steal the statue piece? It makes no sense. In any event, as I said, the responsibility is mine and mine alone. Now, if you would excuse me. That's mad shady. He's lying through his teeth. Admirable sense of responsibility notwithstanding, he's clearly hiding something. No shit. Leon, I think we may find our answers in Foundation. While I make inquiries in the room, I ask that you keep an eye on the forum. Many miscreants are wont to delight in their misdeeds, and this one may be drawn to the statue. Oops. Shit. There we go. Who's Ben? You again? I told you not to meddle in my affairs. Away with you! Ooh! Oh, that was weird. Master Starcrest, how did you... Oh, I suppose I should be honest with you. I am certain the stolen piece is in that crate. I know you were helping the inspector, but I beg you, let me try to reason with Ben first. Okay. Ben, please return the statue piece and all shall be forgiven. You do understand the consequences of what you are doing? Defiling a saint's monument is a serious crime. When Father Chisel read us stories at the orphanage, you loved the ones about Saint Valorant. Do you not wish to see the statue restored? Sorry. Saint Valorant, an Azir Dragoon who drew the Great Worm away from Ishgard. For all we know, that too was a lie. The Holy See and the bloody Highborn deceived us, Theo. They built their fortunes on our backs. But you would willingly believe those lies if it meant a chance at a better life for yourself. I know you were the one behind this. You've been following Theo and me ever since we met in the broom. Dude just shows up at the right time, doesn't he? Always comes running in. Be careful, Leon. He's not going to give it up without a fight. Oh! You want to go up against this sphere. See how it just fucking dragon just went intimidating, isn't it? But wait, all of you! I still believe Ben will do what's right. There you go again, turning up your nose and spewing shite as if you're one of them. Don't you see? I am doing what's right. I'm ridding us of those false heroes. These false heroes, sorry. Bah! Keep your bloody head in your library and lessons filled with lies. Believe them if you want. You're just as bad as the rest. Damn. He is right to be angry. I dreamt of teaching our people to walk in Halone's grace. But when the scripture itself has been called into question, how am I to find my own way? Whatever should I do? Forge your own path. That's what I did when I left religion behind. Now the wait for it. My own path? You mean interpret the scripture on my own? A different approach to our faith, to be sure. But mayhap you have the right of it. Yeah, there you go. Forgive me, Ben, but I've come too far to give up now. If Halone's teachings have been distorted by by man's hand, then by man's hand must they be redeemed. That's all well and good, but we won't change Ishgard by standing around in the snow. At least Ben left us the statue piece. We'd best return it before the prize peacock starts squawking to the deputy headmaster. That prize peacock. Will you come too, Leon? I'm sure he will appreciate your help in retrieving it. Yeah, sure. Woo! Thank God the name of that Aetheryte is, you know, the name of the place I'm going to most of the time in this quest line, so. Pray keep your voice down when inside the Scholasticate. I will. And that's probably the last time I'm going to read that, because that's all she's going to say, like, over and over for the majority of this. He already explained everything. We recovered the statue piece, and that's what matters. Well, that is that. All's well that ends well, yes? Sure. He's totally not going to try something again later. I see you found the boy in the missing statue piece. Care to share with us the details? Of course. My beloved Inspector? Phew. Master Starcrest, I see you've returned as well. Leigh and Theomacent have just finished explaining to me what happened. I thank you for your help in resolving this matter swiftly. But there appears to be something missing. Leon, pray tell, what became of the suspect? Surely these two wish to seek justice for the theft. Those two will tell you not, Inspector, for they are the culprits whom you seek. What the f... You little bitch! I know who that is, too. This pompous asshole. Arkham Allow me to shed some light on this troubling situation. As a son of House Samael, it pained me to learn that our artisan's precious work had been spirited away. So I saw fit to conduct mine own investigation. I followed Leigh at a distance, only to find him and his friend consorting with the culprit. Camaraderie among orphans of the broom is to be expected, but to steal a saint's head so that they may retrieve it to prove their merit? Oh shit. And such desperation that they would desecrate a tome in this manner. You would expect a seminarian to treat any holy text with the utmost care, even if they are but children's stories. Piss off, you priggish whoreson! Leon was there, he'll tell you you're wrong. I was there, actually, yeah. Enough! You will all conduct yourselves with decorum as befits seminarians. Leigh, we will discuss penance for your foul language anon. Damn. Father Bruvagnan, if I may, the next time the Scholasticate apportions work with the sacred monuments, pray entrust the task to me. I am certain the artisans of my house would be at ease knowing their work was in cleaner, more dependable hands. What a prick. And as for my ignoble peers, if the comprehension of advanced scripture is still beyond you such that you require a tattered tome of children's lessons, then allow me to procure for you a new copy with mine own poem. You need not thank me. House Samael prides itself on its charity to the deprived. What a piece of shit. My tome, if you would! Oh! He's that dude who unfortunately falls down at, like, very important moments, including, like, graduation ceremonies, isn't he? Feels bad, man. Just how long are you planning to lie there? Who are you guys? Well, ladies, I should say. You're completely hopeless. Banshet? I think I talked to her earlier, yeah. She was sitting there studying. The shy, bashful one. Thank you, Blacy. Okay. Janshet's the alpha dominant one, right? It's more outspoken. Oh, for fuck's sake. They were made for each other, look at that. He trips and falls just as often as him. Oh my god, that's adorable. That was adorably cute. He just looks at him like, damn, 2 peas in a pod over here. Gah, this is what happens when you let them walk all over you. It'll be a miracle if we're not branded heretics by the end of this term. Lay, Theamiscent, consider this a warning. You were saved this time solely by Master Starcrest's integrity and the grace of the Fury. But I will not turn a blind eye if you continue to fraternize with questionable company. Ah, the insurmountable wall between the highborn and lowborn. I wonder, did our ancestors build it brick by brick? Or was it fate which drove us apart? And where shall we go from here? That is always the $1,000,000 question, right? Where do we go from here? That same conniving, evil grin. Excellent work, Leon. I had no doubts that you would rise to the challenge. Master Starcrest, I must apologize for the behavior of my students. They have been at each other's throats since the revelations came to light. Only to be expected. I apologize for my part in that, but the truth had to be known. As for your performance, you have surpassed my expectations, and I will allow you to assist Bryden in his work at the Scholasticate. Well done. If I may be so bold, Uncle. Excuse me. Though I have but arrived, and this is the only case you have had me investigate thus far, I must say that I found it rather a waste of my talents. While theft is indeed a serious matter, I cannot help but wonder if this was merely some pretense. Surely you have a more pressing problem? Bryden's got standards for his cases. Don't waste his time. An astute observation. I expected nothing less. There is indeed another matter I should discuss with you and your newly appointed associate. What do you got? I suspected there was more to this, judging by how quickly we completed the investigation. No offense to your powers of deduction, of course. None taken. Balancing the spear. I'd better start from the beginning. It would not do to involve Master Starcrest with our affairs without first ensuring he possesses a proper understanding of how our seminary functions, and how we have been forced to change. You see, most men and women of the cloth go on to live fulfilling lives as pastors, academics, and poets. However, those who graduate from the Scholasticate with the highest marks are given an opportunity to serve in the vault and perhaps one day rise to prominence. Wow. The stakes are quite high for those who seek such prestige, but they know full well that their academic performance may determine their future. It is they who strive for the top 3 seats that are granted the Scholasticate's official endorsement, the Trinity. And those who wish to guide Ishgard's faithful spend their days accumulating marks through academic pursuits, while at the same time honing their skills to persuade others to share their interpretations of Scripture. Very well said. Up until now, it resulted in no more than the occasional lively debate, for the Holy See was ultimately responsible for dictating doctrine. Ranking was naturally determined by one's familiarity with said doctrine. However, in light of recent events, that is no longer an option. Simply put, we cannot currently assess their academic performance in the traditional manner, as a significant portion of the curriculum has been called into question. As a result, we have been forced to consider more subjective methods. and that's what's causing a huge uproar. And in this time of uncertainty, students are wont to lash out at their peers, whom they fear will exploit this interim system to their advantage. Exactly, yeah, that's only logical. Distressing, I suppose, but what does this have to do with us? I require your unparalleled skills of observation and deduction. The only way to put an end to this bickering between students is to ensure beyond the shadow of a doubt that our interim evaluations are conducted in a fair and equitable manner. I ask you to stand as an observer. Until a new curriculum is decided, our evaluation system is vulnerable. In other words, you want us to catch the cheaters. Precisely. Now then, I have received word that the headmistress has returned to her office in the cathedral. I would ask that you introduce yourselves. But there is something you should keep in mind when speaking with Headmistress Elvian. She was appointed to her position by the former Archbishop, thus her views on the curriculum are quite traditional. I would advise you to discuss matters regarding the Holy See with the utmost care. Oh, she's gonna love me then, considering I killed the guy who appointed her. Hm. Although Uncle said we should speak with care, we would be remiss in our duties if we refrained from asking difficult questions. I trust you agree. Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm not scared of her, don't worry about it. We gotta ask what we gotta ask. We've been expecting you. The headmistress awaits you within. Let's walk in like we own the place. Headmistress Elvian, may I have the pleasure to introduce the individuals who shall be in charge of keeping order at the Scholasticate. This is Consulting Inspector Byron and his associate Leon Starcrest. Leon, I like that. I didn't say Leon. Leon Starcrest? I must say, Father Bravagnan, your selections are rather appropriate. Ahem. We thank you both for your service in our time of need. She knows who I am, and she doesn't like it. I trust that Father Bravagnan has briefed you on our humble seminary. St. Endelim's Scholasticate has produced Ishgard's finest clergy for centuries, including countless men and women who have served in the highest echelons of the Holy See. All of whom were spared a brutal death on the battlefield in service to a misguided war they perpetuated. Or so some might be given to say. Damn, it's almost for being delicate. Indeed, some might, and they would not be entirely mistaken. For while we were wholly unaware of the deception perpetuated by the archbishops, we did unwittingly sustain it to our sorrow. The idea that we willingly subjected them to false precepts is, of course, preposterous, a contrived fantasy. Nevertheless, some fervently believe it true, and these selfsame individuals have come to view our instructors and students as targets for their misguided anger. It is of paramount importance that we restore faith in the teachings. Yet how are we to regain the trust of the common man when our own seminarians are embroiled in childish quarrels? Yeah. Fair enough. You refer to this tension regarding the interim evaluation system. Quite frankly, it is but one facet. Classes have also been suspended until we complete our own painstaking review of the curriculum. Some students have taken leave, while the more dedicated have taken it upon themselves to conduct independent work to demonstrate their merits. We cannot allow this situation to continue indefinitely. Graduation is approaching, and we must make our recommendations. But the senior class is divided. They know not how they will be evaluated. Rather, they understand how they will be evaluated. But have no faith that our methods will produce a fair result. A concern not without merit, I must confess. I too suspect that some may be driven to manipulate the interim system to their advantage. I expect some have already tried. That is why we have brought in outside observers. Inspector Briarden, Leon Starcrest, if anyone is engaging in unscrupulous behavior, I should have it brought to an end at once. May the Fury guide you in your task. We'll do our best. Oh shit! I forgot to talk to them first, oh well. Now then, before we proceed, might you both tell us a little about your students, Father? My apologies. I am Father Saturno. In addition to teaching the fundamentals of Hellenic polity, I also oversee fundraising for the stipends of underprivileged students. While I would like to help you, I think my opinion would not do them justice. I would suggest getting to know them yourselves. I feel the same. The way in which pupils speak in front of their instructors is not the same as amongst themselves. In my 10 years of counseling, they have minded their etiquette and are not but cordial to me. However, I can recommend one of my students who is quite vocal. Mayhap you try speaking with the dormitory prefect, Archambaddon? Given his closeness to the students' social affairs, he may also be able to give you insight into what they talk about. Archambaddon? Ah yes, the silver-haired boy. A son of House Zamail, as I recall. We shall heed your suggestion, Sister Gadel, given his duty and status. Yeah, I think it's Gatel. Oh, there goes my chance to talk to him. Lebrassois, maybe? I don't know how to pronounce it. So Lay's lackey is helping the inspector now? Yeah, what of it, asshole? While I have little interest in noble bloodlines, I am not unfamiliar with the Count de Zamail's sons. Has no one ever told you that brandishing weapons is frowned upon in places of enlightenment? Excuse me. That is, unless Lay has sent you to stir up more trouble. Rest assured that my associate inspector draws his armaments only to resolve troublesome situations, not create them. We merely came to ask for your well-being and your expectations for the future. Thank you, Briarden. That is absolutely true. I only pull out my weapon when it's absolutely necessary. I don't start fights. I end them. I finish them. I don't start shit, I finish it, whatever they say. However it says, I don't know. Under the auspices of the headmistress, I am sure. Very well. I, Lebrassois de Bonfar, of House Bonfar, in service to House Zamail, present to you Archambaddon de Zamail. At least his name's easier to say. Lebrassois. That's a little... And Bonfar. As prefects for the Scholastica dormitory, we are responsible for keeping the peace between our fellow seminarians. Correct me if I am wrong, but are you not the foreigner who went to rather great lengths to expose the Archbishop's falsehoods? Responsible for the re-evaluation of the entire curriculum? Yeah. Quite the resolution, that. And for what? Every great nation's history is marred by the sins of the past. Alamigo? Ulda? Limsa Laminsa? Please. Each was built on a foundation of lies and blood. That's very true. We've already heard some of the lies and blood from Limsa and Ulda. Alamigo, not so much yet. Which is not to say we elites should not learn from these mistakes, but we who have served as shepherds of the people for 1,000 years have a duty to maintain order through the preservation of tradition. Is that really the only way to maintain order? Would a Wainwright cast aside his father's best cart when it has but a broken wheel? Indeed, Archambaddon and I have said as much to those who support a more radical approach. The last thing we need is young seminarians running about crying for reformation. What's so wrong about that? I see. So you both have been quite active in convincing the other students to see things your way. How have you fared? 'Tis hardly a daunting task. Many seek comfort and consistency. Sister Gatel has tasked us with bringing back the students who took leave. Why not let our results determine how persuasive we are? I thank you, gentlemen, for your cooperation and wish you the best of luck with your efforts. Now then, Leon, if these students are bringing back their truant peers, there must be others who are doing the same. Let us split up and seek out the participants. In addition to preserving the other students' welfare, we prefects also take it upon ourselves to conduct study sessions and volunteer activities so that all may receive of a rich and fulfilling education. By the grace of the Count de Zamail was I admitted to the Scholasticate that I might remain by Arcambottom's side. He is the sun which shines the light of truth throughout these halls, and I am but the moon which reflects his radiance. Okay. You keep doing that, Mr. Sun and Moon over here. I suppose the way that whole thing opened up, though, about me brandishing a weapon, makes more sense to actually have it showing than invisible. It's between Aetherites. But this one's still technically closer. There's somebody. You need more than an endorsement to enter the seminary. Lascivious Lass? Can't you talk with him another time? I finally got his attention and I'd rather you not to interrupt. What's so urgent that you gotta talk to him? You two came to hear Cramvois speak? There we go. The wisdom of a scholar with the soul of a poet. When he recites scripture, I just... Okay, you're clearly simping over him. Are you also... I think she was implying she's also... Okay, so they're both simping over this guy. Ladies, if you'll excuse me, I need to talk to him now, real quick. Then you can go back to doing whatever. A new friend of faraway lands graces us with his presence today. Well met, my good sir. And what am I, chopped liver? He was looking at me until you showed up. Right. Anyway. Yeah, I gotta talk to you about something. Ah, I see. So you are helping Inspector Briarden. Pleasure to meet you. I am Cramvois de... God damn these names. Okay, Cramvois de... I have no idea how to pronounce this. How would you say this? Montagny? Maybe? Cramvois de Montagny? Or de Montaigne? Something like that. Whatever. I am Cramvois de that. Montagny or something. But you may address me simply by my first name. Thank you. That one's hard enough. So, what brings you to the Pillars? Could it be you are to observe how we go about convincing truant seminarians to return? Then by all means, let me show you how it is done. Sure. I must admit, I find many of the other students rather intimidating, but thanks to Cramvois, I am considering returning to the Scholasticate to resume my studies. We were just discussing the responsibility the Highborn have to redress the imbalance. Of the Fury's love will all men receive, and by the balance of her spear will all be set free. So it is written in Volume 11 of the 72 Articles of Hellenic Polity. That missing volume from before. Equal under her ever-watchful gaze. Ah, would that you have graced our halls with your presence once more, that I might favor you with mine own gaze. I fondly recall seeing your lovely face always buried in that tome. Oh, Cramvois, you did notice! I thought to pen a lengthy treatise on it, but I could not make do once the volume vanished. Which it did, yeah, it disappeared. Oh, so you helped Matthew by searching for that tome? Yep. With how relevant the content has become these days, I suppose it's not surprising it would go missing. In any event, you've convinced me. I will gather my things and return to the dormitory straight away. Oh, that's her. What about the other one? Yes, that is the way. One must seize the moment and act upon one's convictions. Life is but a fleeting, fragile thing. Wouldn't you agree, my dear? I know you're not talking to me, but yes, I agree with you considering the near-death experience I had a couple days ago. It's very true. That's why I'm trying to get back to the things that I love doing. Well, I have done my part in guiding a little lamb back to the flock. Now to celebrate with a well-deserved nap. I bid you both farewell. Well, she didn't say much, but she agreed. And there she goes. So that dude basically uses his charm to get at least the ladies back into school. Or knows how he does it for dudes or just anyone who ain't into him in that way, but I see where his strength lies. Leon, it's good to see you. Fighting the good fight lately? Always, dude. What are you guys doing? Oh, hello, Leon. Lei and I were just about to visit our friends in Foundation and try to convince them to return to their studies. It's been difficult since we aren't exactly held in high regard right now. The dormitory prefects have made sure of that. That's true after what just happened, yeah. We must do all in our power, to motivate our friends to come back to the Scholasticate. Then we can strive for high marks together. Right. And then we can convince our peers that we are just as worthy as any highborn in the clergy. Wait. And then we can convince our peers that we are just as worthy as any highborn in the clergy. They will welcome us with open arms, and all will be well in Ishgard. Poking fun of his naivety. If Archambaddon and his cronies receive the Scholasticate's endorsement, no one will ever listen to us. We can't let them take the Trinity. I would rather not think of it that way, Lei. Let us just focus on bringing back as many people as we can. Well, that's how the Highborn are thinking about it. The more vocal we become, the more they will see us as a threat. That's why we have to stick together. Whoa. Also, I think her name might be... It sounds... That wouldn't sound right though, because it's a descriptive word, but... Blasé? It could just be Blasey, honestly. All these people are making me nervous. I mean, I was not able to bring anyone back, so I'm not even part of the competition, but even so, I hope that Theo did well. Okay, he's a Theo simp, which was made obvious in that cutscene. Theo has an admirer. Curious about the results? I cannot imagine why. I see no reason to expect anything surprising. Well... With all the young women returning, mayhap I will have more incentive to linger in the library. But I do not see Ula. This guy just wants to pick up chicks, basically. What about you, Lebrossoir? If our performance is to be taken into account for the final rankings, then I must say Archambaddon and I have nothing to worry about. After reviewing the preliminary numbers at the dormitory, I am looking forward to the results. The dormitory rat has quite the smile on his face. Could it be that he was able to gather more students than us? Oh. Damn it! I didn't want to talk to you yet. Ugh. Here. I'll just decline. There. Targeting is always so weird in this game. The way it prioritizes when you're shifting through them. See what I mean? Well, I did everything I could. And even if I did not guide them all myself, I am glad that so many of our peers have come back. We shall announce the results anon. Is that turn noir? It would seem that Archambaddon and Lebrossoir had quite the advantage in given their experience managing the dormitory. Let's see. Well, right then. Let us see how competitive these students truly are. Probably quite a bit, especially now. It brings me joy to see so many of our brothers and sisters return to the Scholasticate. Sister Gatel, the floor is yours. Thank you, Archambaddon. I will now announce how many of our stray sheep each student persuaded to come home. Both Theomacent and Lay were able to bring back one student each. Janchette guided two back into our arms. She's over there. Lacey's over there clapping for Theomacent. Archambaddon and Lebrassoir were each able to convince 3 students to return, the most of all. Excellent work, all of you. Lebrassoir, yeah. 3 students. Oh, what happened to Cramvois? Yeah, what about the student Cramvois convinced to return? She's not here. There's supposed to be 2 of them, too. The other chick kind of agreed as well, right? What happened? Oh, is this true? Are we missing someone from the count? The girl you speak of has formally withdrawn from the Scholasticate. Apparently, she was not all that enthusiastic about returning, as she led Cramvois to believe. Mayhaps she chose to play along so they would cease his harassment. Oh man, that's fucked up and mean. Unnecessary. Perhaps it was for the best. She rarely engaged her fellow students, instead choosing to sit alone and read the articles of Hellenic polity. Given the recent revelations, I suspect she became disillusioned with the faith. Sorry. Strange you would say that, Lebrassoir. When last I spoke with her, Ula was quite interested in Volume 11's equal under her ever-watchful gaze passage, one that you and your master would sooner pretend did not exist. If she were the victim of harassment, I rather expect it was at your hands. Shit. Are you implying that we had something to do with it because we did not share her views? What rot! You dishonor yourself and your house with such baseless accusations. Rather you would, if aught remained of your house to dishonor. That is fucked up. I yield, good sir, I yield! I lack the qualities the Honorable Lord Archambaddon possesses which enable him to deliver such observations. Well, if Ula has withdrawn, then I must mourn her departure, by walking through the dormitory halls reciting excerpts from Volume 11. Oh shit! And how do you intend to do that? Volume 11 of the Articles of Hellenic Polity has been missing for some time now, so they never did find it. The tomes themselves are inconsequential if one has taken the words to heart. How fortunate we are that the wisdom of our forebears is not so easily forgotten, would you not agree? Tension's mounting there. He doesn't like that. Such impudence as befits a sick son. For all his failings, his father was wise to send him away. At any rate, we are blessed that this handful of truants have returned to us. Truly, it is a Fury's will that we overcome these trials and tribulations and move forward with a singular vision for the future. A student with a keen interest in the controversial precept who withdraws without explanation. This seems rather odd to me as well. Mayhap it is worthy of our attention. More than meets her eye. Leon, were you present when Cramvois spoke with Ula? But she was indeed enthusiastic about returning to the Scholasticate. Yeah, she seemed pretty enthusiastic. And why did she instead decide to withdraw? Somebody made her disappear, or she was threatened? That's my guess. Cramvois but accused Archambaddon of having a hand in it, as well as the disappearance of this Volume 11. Not more than slander spoken in anger, perhaps, but the situation does merit further investigation. We look forward to your results, Inspector. Master Starcrest, if I might have a word with you in private. Pray meet with me near the plaza in front of St. Raymonald's Cathedral. Archambaddon and Lebrassoir are truly impressive. That they were able to bring the most students back to the Scholasticate, they surely have a way with words. Would that I had such skill. He's one of those types that's too nice for his own good, isn't he? Theo can be so thick-headed sometimes. He doesn't realize that all those students Archambaud and Lebrasseur brought back will make our lives a living hell. At least Father Saturna understands the stakes. Maybe it's Saturnus. Actually. Yeah, actually that would probably be pronounced Saturnus. But I'm not sure. Thank you for coming, Master Starcrest. You're already acquainted with my two best students, Theomacent and Lay. They have sought my counsel in their quest to obtain the Trinity seats, and I have been more than willing to oblige them out of a desire to ensure that all students are given equal opportunity. I am not blind to the machinations of our highborn students, after all. I know not what Archambaud and Lebrasseur have said to you, but I advise you to weigh it carefully. You witnessed their treatment of a fellow highborn student, did you not? Then it should come as no surprise that they regard their lowborn peers far more harshly, discriminating against them with whatever means at their disposal. Those two believe that less fortunate students lack the potential to become great clergymen. It's a pretty common mentality amongst rich snobs, yeah? But if Theomacent and Lay can obtain the highest marks and secure their places with the Trinity through their hard work and virtue, then these misguided beliefs would be proved wrong. Even if we were to succeed, what difference would it make? Those who disagree will not be so easily swayed, and those who sympathize will be reluctant to speak out for fear of reprisals. Then you must find allies who are fearless, who do not flinch in the face of threats. Master Starcrest, have you come across any who fit that description? Well, yeah, exactly, just Crambois. What about Crambois? He stood his ground against those fucks. I thought so as well. He seems to treat everyone the same, and he defended Ulah's honor at the assembly. The highborn Lesher? Who skips out on sessions and can't even stay awake for the ones he attends? Theo, are you daft? If he did decide to help us, I wouldn't even want it. No need to dismiss him out of hand, Lay. As Theomacent said, he spoke out openly against Archambaud and Lebrasseur on behalf of Ulah. He might be willing to do the same for you two. Absolutely not. I don't trust any of the highborn. Look, I'll help with finding others, but you're on your own with Crambois. Very well. Master Starcrest, will you accompany Theomacent? One cannot be too careful, especially with the rise in assault on the clergy. Yeah. Thank you. I am certain we can find him in the pillars in his usual spot. Oh, and I was so close. I'm not gonna get anywhere at this rate. You're trying to hit on him and get to, like, first, second, third base, but we keep fucking clam jamming you, don't we? While I appreciate a scholarly debate as much as anyone, your bespectacled friend does not seem to understand that this is neither the time nor the place. Oh yeah, don't expect that from someone like Theomacent here, don't worry. He'll be a major cock blocker, for sure, without even realizing it. But he's a good guy. He's a nice dude. I thought he would be more receptive to my appeal, but instead he seems rather annoyed. It's because he's trying to hit on this chick and she's trying to hit on him. Can't you and Freckles see we're busy? Leave us be. We're cock-blocking and clam jamming at the same time, so... Freckles! You certainly have a way with words, my dear. She is quite right, you know. We have more pressing matters to attend to. He's all Freckles. Crambois, please, will you not help our cause? I believe us to be like-minded individuals, those who desire a new path for the church, one based on principles of... So earnest and forthright. How adorable. I can hardly resist pinching these soft, supple cheeks. Oh, for the love of... Come, darling, let us go somewhere that will afford us privacy. An offer that I dare not refuse. Good luck with... whatever it is you're about, Freckles. Yep, And that's why what's-his-name did not want to, you know... That's what they went off to do. He's gone. No! I cannot give up! The future of the church depends on us! I was not given an opportunity to explain in full, so I will not leave his side until he hears me out! Oh man, you don't know when to quit. Now he's gonna walk in on them doing it. Christ. Like, they're just trying to go get it, you know? And then this fool is like... coming in and being like, but this other thing in the... Oh, you guys, what the hell happened? Aren't we persistent? Well, if you value his life, I suggest you listen to me this time and leave us be. What the hell's going on? This is not what you think. Not that? Okay. No, I can tell from what she just said. I think she's threatening to kill you. Which is very much not what I thought it was. Oh! She's got a knife. She likes to play rough. Okay, that's enough. No, let's not get too hasty. I'm sure we can resolve this matter peacefully. She's got a knife, bro. Agreed. So long as you don't try something stupid and give me cause to cut his throat. Did I not tell you I was preoccupied? You there. Take Freckles and get out of here. Oh, shit. Release him at once or I'll summon the watch. Don't you dare. The affairs of House Mountainy are none of your concern. She demands recompense, and rightly so. I must pay with my life, and so be it. Oh, wow. Quite the noble one, aren't you? I will not allow it! Oh, do not look so glum. If I must look upon your freckled face before I ascend to Halone's halls, I would rather you favored me with a smile of some such. Or some such. Father's sins are mine alone to bear now. Mine alone to answer for. Mayhap in death our house shall at last be redeemed. If it is recompense you desire, then you shall have it, but not with his life. The Fury forgives not those who kill their fellow men for wanton purpose. Permit him to address your grievances with coin, and you may have your justice without sin. Furthermore, I offer myself to you as a hostage in his place, that he might be free to secure sufficient ransom. Have you gone mad? I told you, this is none of your... I will not abandon such a pious soul, one who shares my desire to make the world a better place. Damn. He's determined. We are not so different, Cramvois. We have the chance to make amends for the sins of our fathers, to make Ishgard whole again. I cannot do it without you. You really are something else. Making a bloody speech about changing the world at a time like this. I offer the wealth of House Montany as ransom. If the lady agrees to these terms, then I will go and retrieve it at once. I'll take her silence as a yes. Now then, come. I've always wanted to tie someone up. And now they switch places. I can't believe I agreed to this. You'd better hope that no one walks this way, or else your friend will pay the price. Understand? Yeah, you got the knife. Just calm down. Let's not do anything hasty right now. You need not worry about me. I promise I will not move an elm. Alright, Crambois, if you're serious about this, we gotta go now. We will have to travel to my family's old estates in the Western Highlands to retrieve your ransom. I presume you will wait here until I return? For now. But if you do not come back quickly and with a great deal of money besides, this one's life is forfeit. Is that clear? Quite. As for you, Freckles, do not do anything else reckless. Master Starcrest, I must actually ask that you come with me. I would not do to go through all this trouble only to be waylaid by bandits on my way back. Let us make haste. It would not do. I said I, for some reason. More than meets your eye. Oh. Oh, it's his house way over there, huh? There's a little cave down there. Never noticed that before. A little campfire there. Easy. These wolves, they like to eat and they look pretty, emaciated. Forgive me, my family's fortune is buried not far from here, but I would rather retrieve it alone. Pray remain here a moment and keep watch for bandits and wild beasts. Will do. Oh, shit. The wildlife got hungry. So much for not seeing any action. But, you know, wildlife has to eat. Not gonna just leave us alone. Whew, this dance. I have what we came for. Now then, let us pray that Freckles is still alive and well. Sure. Freckles, he says. Too much yawning. Oh. I did eat a heavy breakfast and, well, that's pretty much it. I get tired if I eat too much food, so. Damn it, it's not really close to either one. It's weird how sometimes he puts it away really quick and other times he does not. There we go. You need not worry about me. I promise I will not move an inch. Same thing he said before. Alright, so where's the guy? You come back here yet or not? Oh, there he is. It's about time. I'm freezing and had a half a mind to skin this one to keep warm. Well, I mean, you're not exactly covered up. Your clothing is not appropriate for this weather, so I don't know what you expected. Now then, hand it over. Here you are, the entire fortune that was bequeathed unto me. Share it with your people as recompense, starting with the families of the bereaved. On behalf of House Montany, I am truly sorry. There she goes. Theo! Fury forfend, what have you gotten yourself into this time? I swear I leave you alone for but a moment. I was never in any danger, Lay. I prayed to the Fury, and by her hand was Crambois returned to me. I am terribly sorry to have involved you in my personal affairs. I should have known that the lives of my family would not be enough to sate the small folk's thirst for vengeance. Excuse me. Think nothing of it. I too lost my father, so if you ever need to speak about it, you can confide in me as a friend. He has small ears compared to most other Ellison that I've seen. There's still plenty, but they're smaller. They're a little bit more rounded, almost. My father sought to curry favor with the Holy See, and so he raised great levies to send to the front lines. Honor was his prize, but it was bought with the blood of his subjects, and eventually his own. The small folk had come to present his demands for service, and when the truth of the war was revealed, they revolted. The mob overran the manor guard, and my father and 5 brothers perished at their hands. Had I not been sent away, I would have surely died with them. Our fortunes had grown poor following the calamity, you see, and since I was the youngest, father bid me leave to make my own way. So I enrolled in the scholasticate with hopes of becoming a bishop to bring honor to myself and my house. But now... No, there's no use dwelling on what could have been. We must look to the future and do what we can to make Ishgard whole again. Every moment is sacred, and you helped me to see that, Theo. Consider me your friend and ally. They want to make Ishgard great again. I mean, whole again. Dude, I seriously need a haircut. I would have gotten one if I didn't end up hospitalized. I would have gotten one earlier this week. Well said, Cramvois, well said. Together you may yet bring about lasting change. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Without the endorsement of the Scholasticate and the support of our peers, no one will listen to us. What's more, I still haven't heard anyone explain how we're supposed to get seals on the Trinity. Ishgard wasn't built in a day, Lay. Besides, we still have plenty of time to work something out. See? I knew he wouldn't take this seriously. Dude, you need to chill out. Calm yourself, Lay, and keep an open mind. Now let us return and discuss our next course of action. Dude needs to relax. He's so high-strung. Every scene we see him in, he's always just so hyped. So hyped up and shit. He's angry! Oh, I nearly forgot. Inspector Briarden was looking for you at the cathedral. He wished to speak with you regarding his investigation, I believe. That's fine. Whew. Well then, my associate, have you anything to report? Yep. Got a whole shitload to talk about, actually. Whew. Jesus. Uh-oh. Yawned too many times again. Jesus Christ. Phew, excuse me. I'll take this too. Damn it. Might be getting an eyelash in my ear. Or my ear? No, my eye. I think I'm okay for now. Let me check something though. A former subject of House Montagny demanding recompense for the misdeeds of Cramvois' father? How unfortunate that the situation was resolved... How fortunate that the situation was resolved peacefully. Yeah. 69 beats per minute. Alright, not bad. I guess I'm just tired then. My investigation has been less productive, unfortunately. I thought to speak with Ula, the student who withdrew from the Scholasticate, but I cannot find her anywhere. Yeah, see, this is hella shady. She just went missing. The same must be said of the infamous Volume 11, which contains passages extolling the virtues of equality. That would explain why the rich folk don't like it very much. Of course they don't want to be equal, they want to stand above everyone else. They were born into that. They wanted to keep that way. Like the girl, it has vanished without a trace. That was gone way before any of this started. The circumstances surrounding these incidents suggest deliberate intent. Someone may be attempting to turn this tenuous state of affairs to their advantage, but if so, then to what end? For 1,000 years, a sickness has ravaged our city. It has festered within the hearts and minds of our citizens, and in our clergy especially. Treating it will be a long and arduous process, but an altogether necessary one. Our role in that process is clear, to diagnose the root of the scholastic ailments. If there are malicious forces at work, then it is our duty to see justice done. In a time of unrest, when the light of truth was lost to the righteous, the children looked to one another for guidance, that they might walk in her grace. Guessing that was the end of, like, the first major chapter for this. I do wonder how long it is, though. Was it? I don't know how many parts it is. Let me look it up real quick. Divine Reckoning. It is in my trusted associate, back from the field. As you will doubtless have seen for yourself, change is sweeping through Ishgard, and the veil which once threatened to smother the hearts and minds of our people is slowly but surely being lifted. It is as if our fair city has been born anew, and it is in large part thanks to you. Which is not to say our problems have come to an end. No, the silent struggle between the lowborn and highborn goes on, growing more fractious by the day. Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. Ain't it gonna happen overnight? Let me see. That should tell me. I have come to believe that someone somewhere is fanning the flames of hatred to further their own ends, and I am convinced, now more than ever, that Ulah's sudden disappearance, alongside that of Volume 11 of the Articles of Hellenic Polity, is no mere coincidence. Both she and it, after all, were passionate advocates of equality among men. As to who is responsible and what their true intentions might be, I cannot say. Ascertaining these things will no doubt require that we first find the missing girl, and as of this moment, our best hope of learning her whereabouts may rest on discovering the fate of the book. As such, I shall continue searching for any clue which might lead us to the missing tome. In the meantime, I ask that you trouble the students for any information they might have on Ulah. Failing that, find out if they have witnessed any unusual occurrences around the Scholasticate. Anything at all. Well then, let us be about it. So is it loading or what? Oh lord. Oh, it is, but very slowly. Okay, well that loads. So I'm not sure if they release content for this once every patch or every other patch. Not really sure. Because they had other side stories that went like that too. One that we're not going to do yet for a while, but... So I'm like, exactly how much content was released with each patch? It seems like a lot. You know, considering the raids, the alliance raids, the trials, this. It's a lot. Welcome back, Leon. Pray allow me to show you inside. Yeah, I think my water browser's just frozen. Nothing's happening. Oh shit, I gotta talk to everybody. Okay. Despondent Seminarian. Lacey has been so distracted lately. I'm lucky if I can get a simple good morning from her. Ever since Ulah left, she's been rushing about the city like a madwoman, looking for any information she can find on the girl that she might have an excuse to talk to Theomacent. While I cannot claim to have seen anything unusual exactly, I will say that things have not been the same here since Ula left. Somber doesn't do it justice. The only really unexpected change I've seen of late is in Lei's attitude towards Crambois. He really seems to have warmed to him. Why, he even went as far as to initiate a conversation the other day. Wow. Ha! He spoke to me, 'tis true, but 'twas not out of fondness. He merely hates me very slightly less than he values Ula's safe return. One of the seniors told me she'd been diagnosed with something called lung rot, and that she's too weak to attend any of her classes. Thinking back, I did hear her coughing from time to time, but I had no idea it was anything so serious. I'm guessing that probably means pneumonia. Okay, seriously, I'm just gonna restart my browser. It hadn't moved at all. I can't even hit the red X in the corner. Alright, time to close it. Wait, oh, delete. Task manager? If I don't hit the wrong one and stream goes offline, right? Ten? What do you mean 10? Ah, whatever. I don't understand what the hell that means. Try it again. Saturnus. Third Seminarian. The lessons of Volume 11 seemed to resonate deeply with Ula. She would oft stay up into the small hours reading and rereading them. Mayhap they spurred her to steal away in the night and take up with the revolutionaries. If it's all about equality, maybe. Though some were shocked by the news of Ula's departure, Archambaddon has worked tirelessly to reassure the student body that it is all for the best. How many times must I say this? Ula was not coerced into leaving, nor was she abducted. Nor did she die from a fictitious disease. She quit the Scholasticate of her own free will for reasons known only to her and the Fury. Really, is it so difficult to understand? Welcome back, Master Starcrest. What a pleasant surprise it is to see you. How might I be of service to you this day? The Omniscient? Ah, in the wake of Ula's withdrawal, he and Lei have devoted their every waking moment to the task of uncovering her whereabouts. They are quite adamant that the girl must be found and persuaded to resume her studies here. As a matter of fact, they approached me earlier today to beg leave to travel to Garagni Mills. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Claiming that a trip there would yield the information they needed to accomplish their aim. No sooner had I granted their request than they rushed off. Such compassion and eagerness to serve others is a rarity even among the clergy. I cannot tell you how proud I am of what fine young men they have become. Well, I think I'll probably just teleport from here. Let's try this again. Ah, I see. So they released the first set with 3.1, which we did. Then 3.4, then 3.5, and that was it. I suppose that makes sense. It's only a handful of quests for each one, but as you can see, they're all very, very long. Like, it's literally, each one is 4 quests. But each quest in and of itself is a long chain of dialogue, cutscenes, and story, exposition, and everything. So. But yeah, I was thinking, I was like, how long is it really, though? Because I don't think it's actually every single patch. And no, it isn't. That would be insane. Because again, they have... They still have the other questline. That's also, like, mostly dialogue. And then they also have the raids and the alliance raids. That would have been way too much. Kinda sucks you had to wait till 3.4 for them to continue this storyline, though. I guess out of all the content they released at 3.1, this was the least popular, so they just held off on it for a while. Maybe it was even meant to be longer, but then, you know, because it wasn't that popular, since it was nothing but talking, I assume that's probably why. As if you notice, it also has very little humor compared to Hildebrand, so... This Hildebrand is mostly dialogue as well, but at least it has some humor to keep it interesting. Here, even I can't help but yawn a little. Do my eyes deceive me? Surely that can't be you, Leon. What brings you to Grogny Mills? You guys. Leon, is it really you? That we should be reunited thus amid the snowy peaks of Kurthus is... Why, it is nothing short of a miracle! I sense that the hand of the divine at work. Alone has answered our prayers. Something I need to check about this before we keep going, though. Theo, Leon has no idea what you're talking about. By all means, explain, but do it slowly, and from the beginning. My apologies. Excitement got the better of me. Leon, this is the resting place of Father Chasseau, a man who found room in his heart for two wafts from the street, granting them the opportunity to rise above their station in life. Do you perchance recall the book that was stolen from Theo and burned by that lost soul we once thought of as a brother? It was one of the last mementos we had of the man. Now all that's left to remind us of him is this place. Indeed. While we often come here to seek solace and guidance in his blessed presence, today our purpose is more practical. With our search for Ula at an impasse, we had hoped he might grant us inspiration. And that is why I believe our meeting with you here, our hour of need, is a sign from above. Mayhap the work of Father Chasseau himself. Oh, that's how you do it. Hold on. Let me check the next one real quick. I wasn't just looking to see how long it is. I needed to see... Okay, good. I needed to see if there were any main scenario quest prerequisites for any of these parts. Just to make sure to avoid spoilers ahead of time. You know, kind of like what happened with the Trial series. And realize it tied into it branched off of the 3.1 main scenario quest. You know, with Kryl and Yustola. So... I had to make sure there was nothing like that here to avoid spoilers for MSQ that we haven't done yet. Anyway, I take from this that we are not meant to bear this burden alone, that the obstacles we face can only be surmounted by working in concert with others. That's usually how it goes, yeah. We can't really do much on our own. Ula's disappearance has thrown the Scholasticate into turmoil, and the long-simmering mistrust between those of noble and ignoble birth has boiled over into outright hatred. Now more than ever, we must seek to join hands with the like-minded souls who understand that this malice will only serve to sow further discord. Like-minded souls such as you. I am reminded of the words of Volume 11 of the Articles of Hellenic Polity. Of the Fury's love will all men receive, and by the balance of her spear will all be set free. We must strive to love our neighbor, even as we love ourselves, just as Hellene does. To do otherwise is to defy her will. Okay, very well spoken. Yes, and while we will surely be rewarded for our tolerance, the highborn bastards who would sooner pretend that passage doesn't exist won't be so lucky. Why, they may even find themselves on the receiving end of her spear for everything they've put us through. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? We still haven't found a single clue as to Ula's whereabouts. Fear not, Lay. With Leon at her side, I have faith that we shall find her, and that she will soon retake her rightful place in the hallowed halls of St. Endlum's Scholasticate. Hopefully. I hope you're right. At any rate, we've done what we came to do, so there's no point freezing our asses off out here. Until we meet again, Leon. That violin was intense. I'm gonna keep you, alright. Master Starcrest, I trust you were able to find Theomacent and Lay? Yeah, sort of. I see. Yes, the two of them have always shared a special bond with Father Tissot, one that only seems to have grown stronger with his passing. It is encouraging to see that they have taken their lessons to heart and continue to work so fervently for the good of their fellow students. I fear, however, that a dark and treacherous path lies ahead of them. I only pray that when the time comes, they are ready for whatever challenges await. That's one. Looking at it like this helps me plan out how I'm going to do my streams too, actually. It's probably a good idea. Through the grapevine. Master Starcrest, just the man I was hoping to see. I'm sorry to say that a rather disturbing rumor has been circulating around the Scholasticate of late. One which claims that Archambaddon arranged for Ula to be taken away. That the boy scorns those who favor different interpretations of the scriptures, I do not deny. But I labor to believe he would go so far. To engage in such conduct would risk not only his own position as prefect, but the very honor of House Zamile, both of which mean a great deal to him. Regretfully, no one seems to know whence these ridiculous rumors came. It could have been concocted by anyone, and for any number of reasons. In any event, with many still unsure what to make of Ula's, I'm changing my interpretation suddenly, Ula's sudden withdrawal, these wild accusations have only served to deepen the divide between our seminarians. At this rate, I fear others may decide they no longer wish to remain at the Scholasticate. And so I would be most grateful if you would consent to investigate this matter. Should you oblige my request, I suggest you begin by speaking with Labrasser. I am told he has spent the past few days looking into Ula's activities prior to her departure, likely with the intent to absolve Archambaddon of suspicion. This is gonna be, hold on. This one is strong. Holy shit. There, I'm good. Damn, my nose really wanted me to sneeze that time. Did not want to go away. Strange, I only notice this happens to me when I'm streaming too. It never happens when I'm just chilling in my room. It's just something about me talking, maybe. Where's this fucker? I want to fall down. Wait. Not there. Nothing. Are you serious? Okay, I was like, I can't walk through here? Really? Okay. Not in a niche spot like this. Try the major areas first. Oh, there he is. For fuck's sake. Let me guess. You caught wind of the rumors and thought you would come and investigate, yes? Well, I'll have you know that Archambaddon is innocent. He has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with any of this. This nonsense. I have known him since childhood. While he might occasionally seem somewhat high-handed, mayhap even callous, he would never do anything to harm anyone. If that is not enough, there is also the fact that in the days and weeks prior to Ulah's disappearance, I was not out of his company for more than a few moments. He could not possibly have committed the crime of which he is accused without my knowledge. Whoever orchestrated all of this clearly planned for the blame to fall squarely on his shoulders. That much is certain. Yet numerous as the enemies of House Amal are, I struggle to think who would resort to something so underhanded. Unless it was the girl herself. Don't you see? What better way to besmirch the good name of one of Ishgard's foremost houses and win over your peers than to vanish and later spread rumors that he was somehow responsible and then go and plant... This is going on and on. Dude, this is going off. That is to say... Oh, by the Fury, I pray I am not making a mistake. But first, I would have you swear to tell none but the Inspector what I'm about to reveal. Okay. I stumbled across this volume 11 of the Articles of Hellenic Polity. It had been conspicuously placed in Archambaddon's dormitory room with Ulah's favorite bookmark tucked between its pages. You found it. Not looking good for him. I need hardly tell you what would happen if people were to learn of this. 'Tis but a mercy that I chanced upon it and not one more credulous. But you still think he's innocent. However, now that we have deduced who the perpetrator is, it should be simple enough to restore Archambaddon's reputation. All we need to do is prove she and her revolutionary friends are responsible. Yeah, that's one way to interpret this. I don't know, dude. It's not looking that good for Archambaddon here. Were I a braver and more foolish man, I would march down to the broom and demand answers. But you, a hero blessed with the strength of 100, need not fear for your well-being there as I do. You are my only hope. Please, I beg of you, take the book and use it to find the girl and prove these foul rumors false. Alright. Ah, Leon, you are returned. Please tell me your inquiries have been more fruitful than my own. Volume 11 of the Articles of Hellenic Polity. The infamous tome of parables on equality said to have mysteriously vanished off the library shelves shortly prior to Ulah's equally inexplicable disappearance. It's all coming full circle. It's a missing volume. However did you find it? Well, a little birdie told me about it. So Lebrasord believes that Ular, one of her revolutionary friends, planted it in Archambaddon's room as part of an elaborate scheme to defame House Zamile? I continue to be amazed by what ridiculous conspiracies these children can convince themselves are true. You don't know the half, Briarden. You should see people on Twitter in real life. Holy shit. The things people convince themselves of there. You don't know the half. Anyway. As if the future of Ishgardian society shall be shaped by the actions of some few ambitious seminarians. Anyway, I will allow that she may have been consorting with others who supported Reformation. And were she persuaded to engage in rebellious acts, the dormitory prefect would have been an ideal target. Alternatively, Archambaddon was so arrogant and careless that he thought nothing of leaving incriminating evidence in plain sight. Excuse me, he would hardly be the first. Needless to say, speculation will avail us not at this juncture. First, I must see what I can learn from this book. In the meantime, I would have you go and speak with the people of the Broom. See what they know, if anything, about Ula. Where she might have gone, whom she might have visited, and so forth. Failing that, keep your ears open for news of unusual happenings. One can never be too well informed. You got that right. I'm not part of this. You're not about to ask me to do you a favor, are you? You'll forgive me for being suspicious, but just the other day a man draped from head to toe in fine silks approached me, all nervous and twitching. He tossed a purse at my feet, saying the gill in it was mine for the taking. All I had to do was head to the grocer and buy him a couple phials of cough syrup. Tempting as it was, I wasn't about to risk getting involved in someone's shady schemes, so I told him to piss off, and that was that. Yeah. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I didn't fall for that shit. Cough medicine. Oh, cough syrup to be exact. Interesting. I wanted to say it like specific to somebody. Oh, fucking hell, I think I forgot to do that. I distinctly recall telling you once that my patrons appreciate their privacy. Still, I know you wouldn't ask if it weren't important, so this time I'll oblige your curiosity. This hasn't got anything to do with your missing girl, mind, but a few days back, this one fellow comes and pays his tab in full. A surprising development, as I'd long since written it off as a loss. Came into money, he says, and has a mind to settle his debts. Pleased as I am by his changing fortunes, all the while I'm wondering who he left bleeding in an alley to get that much gil at once. He stabbed somebody and stole their shit, yeah? Maybe. Leave me be. We've got nothing to say to the likes of you. Hey? What was that? You think I might have helped kidnap some highborn girl? God's sakes. You and Thea must then make a fine pair, you do, acting all high and mighty, pretending you care. The only time you come around is when you're looking for someone to blame. Sorry to disappoint you, but I've got nothing to do with this Ulaw's disappearance. If you ask me, you'd have better luck harassing those blue bloods in the pillars, sorry. After all, they know better than anyone how to deal with inconveniences, eh? Excellent timing, Leon. I have findings to share. While Ulaw's bookmark suggests that Volume 11 was within her possession at some point, it does not tell us when that point may have been. With this in mind, I decided to pay a visit to the seminary library. Sure enough, her signature was in the logs, indicating that she was the last person to have borrowed the tome. I compared the handwriting to samples from her old assignments to be sure, and found no irregularities. One might argue that this supports Labrassor's theory, but it is far from conclusive evidence. I suppose you cannot use those vaunted powers of yours to grant us a vision of the past and spare us further hardship? Sorry, dude. Doesn't work that way. I thought not. And we shall rely on the more traditional methods. So, what came of your inquiries in the room? Do tell. Nothing. But that is to be expected, is it not? Again, I am reminded how ridiculous the two scenarios presented to us purporting grand conspiracies truly are. Is it not more likely that both the girl and Archambaddon are innocent of wrongdoing? Yeah, it could be that someone's trying to frame both of them, in a weird way. We must continue searching for more clues. Even the most insignificant tidbit may be all it takes for the pieces of this puzzle to fall into place. A familial resemblance. Seeing how reluctant some of the citizens were to answer your questions, I believe it best for me to take over investigations in the room. As for you... Ah, yes. I am given to understand that Blasey and her friends have been conducting their own investigation. Though I am loath to admit it, given the fact that they are seminarians, I should not be surprised if they have noticed something we overlooked. We may as well go and see what Blasey has learned. If you cannot find her at the Scholasticate, I imagine someone can point you in the right direction. Okay, keep your voice down when inside the Scholasticate. Yeah, no problem, like always. Talk to everyone again, alright. What you got? That is a question I too would like to know the answer to. It feels as though we haven't spoken in ages. I did, however, overhear some of the other seminarians say that they saw Theomacent at the Ark of the Venerable. If so, Blasey is certain to be close by. Oh, what with them both working to bring Ula back, Theomacent and Blasey have had good reason to spend a great deal of time together. These past few days they've been running around the city making inquiries. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they were up to today. And you? Hasn't she been following Theomacent around like a lost puppy this past fortnight? Find him and you'll probably find her, that's what I say. I don't know how he puts up with it, frankly. I suppose that, unlike some of the seniors, he's simply too kind for his own good. That's what I said about him earlier. But I feel like he would have told us if that was true, though. Blasey? I haven't seen her all day. I expect she's gone out again with her friends to look for Ula. I still don't understand why they bother. The girl's probably off gallivanting about with heretics and revolutionaries. Even if they find her, I doubt she'll want to return. And you two shady fucks? Have you or the Inspector managed to deduce anything from the book yet? Pray apprise me of your progress when you're able. I will. Don't worry. And you? Of course I don't know where she is. While I may be in charge of the dormitory, it is not my responsibility to hold the seminarians' hands or wipe their asses. As you should well know in light of recent events, Archambaddon has not the luxury to concern himself with such trivialities. If you're here to ask after another seminarian, allow me to spare you the trouble. I don't know where anyone is or what they might be doing. Good day. Alright. Whatever, prick. Ah! You startled me. I am here for Ula's sake, Leslie Wonder. This is all part of my investigation, I swear. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is. How's she doing it too? Wait, you're not a seminarian. And yet you seem so familiar. You know, you're my brother's associate. Mm-hmm. My brother's associate? Wait a minute, what? By brother, you mean... My apologies, Master Leon. I suppose we have yet to be properly introduced. I am Blasey Briarden's younger sister. It is a pleasure to finally meet you. You're his sister? Holy shit. Didn't even know he had siblings. So I sent you to see what I've learned? Then I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. I spent all day questioning merchants, watchmen, and random passers-by, and they told me absolutely nothing of interest. How's it going spying on your boyfriend over there who doesn't even know he's your boyfriend? I've recorded their statements for good measure, but quite honestly, it was a waste of ink and paper. Yeah, I'm sure you did all of that, yeah. You weren't just spying on him, right? Stalking, there we go. You weren't just stalking good old, Freckles, right? Blacy, what are you doing here? Oh, here he comes. Look sharp, girl. Look sharp. Theo, fancy meeting you here. I was just taking a moment to review these testimonies I had taken and thought to, They know what's up, don't they? Ah, but of course. You then thought to come and share your findings with us. This guy's probably so clueless. Yes, that's it. While it might be a bit much, I wanted to make sure I did not omit a single word. By the Fury, Blacy, this is over 100 films long. I cannot even begin to imagine the amount of effort it took to organize all this information. It's incredibly heartening to know that there are others as dedicated as us to seeing Ula return. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Phew. Investigation log entry 1. Master of Viscardian Markets, Mistress Elise problems? Well, with this recent run of bad weather, we've had plenty. Why, just the other day my back started to give me trouble again, and I've had to hobble from place to place. Investigation log entry 2. House 4 Tom, Steward, Honoroy. Cannot guarantee that this news will be great interest to you and yours, but a 12-point proposal for the reformation of the Inquisition has recently been tabled by Lord Arturel in the House of Lords. Uh-huh. Even Leon's looking up at the sky like, Jesus Christ, what are we listening to? Investigation log entry 10. Weaponsmith, Albert. Ever since the blue bastard and his lapdog put an end to the war, profits have plummeted. I've had to sell my best stock for a fraction of its worth just to make ends meet. The blue bastard and his lapdog. That's, obviously referring to Emmerich and me. I've had to sell my best stock for a fraction of its worth just to make ends meet. Jesus. Yeah, peacetime isn't good for, arms dealers, is it? Not a lot of incentive there. For there to be peace at all for those guys. They make quite a bit of money. Enough to influence politics, that's for sure. Whether they do or don't, though, well, who can say? Investigation log entry 21. Carberry, Mestino. I've barely enough time to fill my customers' orders. Much less keep an eye out for foolish... Here we go. The snap. God damn it, Theo! That's enough! None of that rubbish is even remotely relevant! Yeah, we were all kind of just sick of listening to this. Now, don't you think you're being a touch too hasty? We've not gotten even a third of the way through. We may yet learn something of value. Let's not dismiss Blacy's hard work out of hand. Thank you, Theo, for your kind words. I'm glad you think it may be of use. Fine. Let us briefly entertain this thought and say that something in these notes will help us find Ula. How exactly do you propose that we determine what that is? Lay. We needn't do a thing. For though we may lack the skill to discern the relevant from the mundane, a certain inspector we know and love is a dab hand at such things, no? Your brother. But of course, Inspector Briarden. Brilliant idea, Cramvois. Leon, if you would, take this scroll to him and see what he can make of it. With pleasure. I'd rather he read this shit than me have to listen to you read it out loud. I doubt even he could make heads or tails of this rubbish. In any event, it's out of our hands. We should continue with our search. I bet some people probably say that watching the stream, too. Fuck this! I'd rather read it myself. Or do it myself than listen to this fool read it all out loud. This fool referring to me, of course. Shit. There's no way I'm hungry again. This again. Hope I'm not moving my hand too much. Shit. Hey, buddy. We meet again. Doubtless you have much to share. I know I do. Do you recall Gibberlund's patron who recently paid off his debts and the gentleman attempting to obtain cough syrups? Oh yeah, I remember that. Upon further investigation, it turns out they share one astoundingly similar facial feature. Maybe it didn't work. A pale raised scar from running the top of their left cheekbone to their jaw. Oh, okay. I can picture that. Do you recall Gibberlund's patron who recently paid off his debts and the gentleman attempting to pay... What the hell? Hit X, go. It so happens that this description also matches that of a notorious thug who was known to hang around outside taverns and harass patrons for coin. Until an unexpected windfall saw his fortune vastly improve. He is now rumored to make a living as a traveling merchant, though where he goes and what he sells none can say. We shall find out in due time, but enough of my discoveries. What have you learned? I'm gonna have to actually put it on, I think, just to get this right. Lacey's notes. A scroll full of testimonies written in Blacey's meticulous handwriting, or hand, outlining any dubious activities shopkeepers and citizens of the Jeweled Crozier have recently witnessed. Your sister did all this. Look through it. 60. Shit. Alright, I think I might need to get some salt or some soda or something. More caffeine? I hate caffeine though. Shit, maybe at least some sugar. Either way, we're at the 2-hour mark, so after this I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna actually go off stream and walk around, stretch my legs, and run other errands. That'll hopefully get my heart rate back up, but also because I was planning to do that anyway. So let's wrap this up, shall we? By the Fury, this is longer than some scripture. And she compiled it all in less than a single day, you said? Remarkable. That's your sister for you, man. Investigation log entry 1. Master of Asgardian Markets, Mistress Elise problems. Well, with this recent run of bad weather, the fuck? We've had plenty. Why, just the other day, my back started to give me trouble again, and I've had to hobble from place to place. On the other hand, the Crozier has seen increased trading in oils, furs, and other goods. Folks begin to crave when it grows cold, so in that regard, I can't complain. Investigation log entry 13, purveyor of sundries, Pastelet. The other day, there was this one fellow who wanted to purchase robes for a young woman. A merchant, he said, but I've never known one who couldn't be bothered to haggle. Not that I minded, of course. Investigation log entry 21. Parvery Messana. Barely enough time to fill my customers' orders, much less keep an eye out for foolish girls getting themselves into trouble. Excuse me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really must be getting back to it. I'm expecting several regular customers any minute. Investigation log entry 47. Apothecary Pien. Messana has bought my whole stock of cough syrup every day for the past week. Passing strange, needless to say, so I followed him and found that he was reselling my products to another. The nerve of some people, I tell you. Gotta listen to this fool go through everything all over again. A gentleman procuring cough medicines through a third party. That story has a familiar ring to it, does it not? Yeah, it actually matches up with the thing you had me investigate. A man with a questionable past, recently come into wealth and playing at being a merchant, who so happens to travel with a young girl prone to fits of coughing. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Leon? Well, let me skim back through what you just said. Out of all these people, who was it that was selling the cough syrup exactly? Can't keep straight on the names, so. Come on. I suppose it was during the more recent minutes. Let's see. Okay, and that was who? Mistress Elise, okay. Who's next? Purveyor of Sundries. Don't think it was him either. Dude, how long did I sit on that one? Okay. The Apothecary PN? Oh, there we go. That's who sold her whole stock of cough syrup to Mestana. Interesting. Okay. So that seems to be the shadiest person then. PN or Mestana? Followed him and found out he was reselling my products to another. Yeah. Alright, I got you. But Mestano's the most suspicious person then. I like the cut of Mestano's jib. See what he says. Nor I. 'Tis a pity our merchant friend had not the wits to match this newfound wealth. To match his newfound wealth. I could have done with a greater challenge, but that is neither here nor there. Come, Leon, let us pay a visit to Mestano's stall. Let's do it. Familiar resemblance. So yeah, 60 heart rate, 60 beats per minute is still not, nowhere near being dangerous. It's on the lower end of, acceptable range. But very likely explainable just by the fact that I've been sitting here, just kind of reading this monotonous dialogue. They've only just kind of made it exciting now, but up to this point it was kind of, well, very, very monotonous. But we're reaching a climax of some sort now. Finding Ula. Given how poorly this man has covered his tracks, I'm inclined to believe that he will come to Crocher sooner rather than later to procure the usual assortment of goods. Let us head there, Leon. We must follow the trail while it is still fresh. Lead the way. Our suspect could arrive at any moment. Keep your eyes peeled. Alright. Sit here and wait. Standing watch. If he comes this way to purchase food and medicines from Mestana as frequently as Blacy's notes indicate, we shouldn't have long. Leon, over there. That scarf, those robes. That's our man. A pleasure to see you again, sir. The usual. This guy. Aye, and don't forget the you-know-what. Hurry, Leon. We mustn't let him out of our sight. We'll get him, man. I'm right behind you. Our suspect just passed through the Ark of the Worthy, where there are like to be fewer people. Take care not to be spotted. Crossing the steps, sir? Yes, I am. The steps of faith. Oh, for fuck's sake. Far enough. It would appear our suspect is not alone. He has a guard with him. Oh, yeah. The hell, is this being unresponsive, or am I just not hitting it hard enough? I should like very much to know the contents of that carriage. Keep them distracted while I sneak past, will you? Approach them and announce you are here to conduct a surprise inspection. You will undoubtedly command their full attention for a sufficient amount of time. Are you ready, Leon? Very good. The only way for us to ascertain his guilt or innocence is to search that carriage. Pray keep the merchant and his guard distracted that I might sneak in. Chat mode and say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to enter any phrase containing the word inspection. Okay. I'm gonna have to inspect your goods. There we go. Even yes, that is for anybody without a keyboard on console or something. Inspection? What in the seven hells are you on about? You're no temple knight. You've no right! Unless... I trust the goods have been properly secured and the carriage is ready for a quick getaway if necessary? Then I think I'm a bandit. Right then, where were we? Ah yes, we will not be consenting to your inspection. Now kindly piss off. Damn it, boy! What are you doing? My apologies, sir. I thought I saw movement around back. Mayhap I should go and check. Oh shit. Idiot. Can't you see this goon is intent on starting a fight? Take care of him first and conduct your checks after. As for you, you should have run while you still had the chance. Oh shit, we're scrapping. Get him, Briarden. I'll keep this fool busy. Get him, you blundering fool! Kick in the nuts. Fool. Oh shit, it's her! Leon, it was as we suspected. The thug and his guard have been holding Ula hostage in the back of this carriage ever since she vanished. Though this ordeal has undoubtedly caused her a deal of distress, she does not appear to be physically injured. While you are doubtless eager to question her, as I am, she must be given time to rest and recuperate. These two, on the other hand, need not be afforded any such consideration. You got that right. You there! What is the meaning of this? Yeah, it seems all that earlier commotion has drawn the attention of the guards. Excellent. They can deal with the ruffians. Yeah. The ruffians. Excuse me. I shall escort Ula to the Scholastic dormitory and speak with the instructors. When all has been settled, let us speak again at St. Raymonaude's Cathedral. Go ahead. You should be glad to hear that Ula will be fine. Sister Gatel is with her now, tending to her needs as we speak. Whew. I expect she will soon be strong enough to answer our questions. Until then, however, we must make do with what information the Temple Knights can extract from the kidnappers. Fair enough. Unfortunately, while the ruffians confess to abducting Ula in exchange for a large sum of gil, they have told us little else of value thus far. Apparently, their employer draped themselves in such thick furs that they could not even say if they were a man or a woman. They claim this cloaked figure offered no explanation as to why they wanted them to snatch the girl and keep her confined to the carriage indefinitely. And so they had no choice but to keep moving, to stay ahead of the Temple Knights and await further instructions. Hopefully we will learn more as the interrogations progress. I fear, however, that our mastermind has cloaked themselves in layer upon layer of secrecy, and it will take more than a few pointed questions to penetrate all of them. But regardless of how well they have hidden their intentions and their identity, we will bring them to justice soon enough. And once we learn all that we can from our friends in the Temple Knight's custody, as well as Ula, we will be that much closer to restoring peace to the Scholasticate. Shine the light of truth upon the secrets buried in the dark. The children once more come together, that they may know her power and her glory. Back to school, too! The achievement you get for the first section was called Back to School. This one's Back to School 2. And of course, when we do the last one, it's, Back to School 3, and we get an emote, a piece of clothing, 2 pieces of clothing, and an emote, too. Alright. That's it, folks. I'm calling it here. The 2-hour stream. And I'm about ready to collapse. Yeah, obviously. This is, it got better now, but damn, this started off boring as shit. Not very entertaining. I think I remember that being a thing the first time I played through it, too. I was just like, when is this gonna end? 2 hours worth of reading. Stands to reason the next part will probably be about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll be done. And then it's back to good old MSQ. I suppose they probably would have added some humor sooner. They only did now, and even then it's very little. They saved that for the Hildebrand quest, of course. That's why those actually keep me awake a little bit more. Because I'm laughing and enjoying what's happening. But yeah, these ones are... they're a little rough. Unless you're really, really into... I don't even know what to call it. I can't even call it a gritty detective drama type thing. It's not even that much. It's just kind of... between that and some kind of high school squabble anime, I don't know. Some weird middle ground where there's no real humor and it's just dull and dry. and hard to stay awake through. And even though I was reading the lines, I was tuning a lot of it out, which is why I had to use the recording there, to actually see who exactly we should be suspecting when Briarden asked me that. I was just like, let me see the replay of that, I'll get back to you in a second. It was bad. Yeah, I distinctly remember that being a thing from back then, but I was like, maybe my second time through it won't be so bad. No, it was. The writing just is not that interesting for this whole thing. At all. Unfortunately. This is not their greatest moment when it comes to Heavensward and Post-Heavensward stuff. Specifically. Woo! Again, you can tell why it wasn't a priority and why they didn't continue the storyline until 3.4 and 0.5. After 3.1, it's just like they went on hiatus immediately because people were just like, who cares? Basically. It's hard to get emotionally invested into this. This is basically what it comes down to. Just doesn't have the feels and the humor that Hildebrand does, or even other storylines that may or may not have as much combat, but mostly just Hildebrand is what you can compare it to. They were just going for a different type of vibe, trying to capture a different kind of audience, and I don't think they found it. They never have another questline like this again. For good reason. But anyway, like I said, that's that. We'll finish the rest of this in probably the first 30 to 45 minutes of the next stream. But I am gonna go get my heart rate back up because I'm falling asleep over here. So yeah, I'm gonna go work out, take a shower, run some other errands, and come back as usual a little bit later in the evening. Stream some more. Streamers streaming. We'll be streaming. The next quest is called The Student Body's Revenge. Shit better get good. Even rescuing what's-her-name was pretty anticlimactic, because they haven't, we didn't get to see the who, what, and why yet. Gotta wait till they finish interrogating those fools that had her in the carriage, Alrighty, folks, you know the drill. As usual, I bid you all please take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe out there, and as always, I appreciate all the support on YouTube and Twitch for those of you watching. I thank you very much, and until next time, please have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace.